Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Today's class is very interesting class. It will discuss for Ajnani. When an Ajnani has the question that ज्ञानी का गति क्या होगा, wonderful concept you will get today. Okay, very important thing. Wonderful concept you will get. Verse number 53. This slok is for me who always questions that gaining knowledge, everything will be in the equanimity. So boring. For me, this sloka, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji has composed. Okay. Verse number 53. Upadhi vilayad Vishnau. Upadhi vilayad Vishnau. Nirvishesham Vishen Munihi. Nirvishesham Vishen Munihi. Jale Jalam Vyad Vyomni. Jale Jalam Vyad Vyomni. Tejas Tejasiva Yatha. Tejas Tejasiva Yatha. Together. Upadhi Vilayad Vishnu. Nirvishesham Vishen. Sorry. Upadhi Vilayan Vishnu. Nirvishesham Vishen Munihi. Jale Jalam Vyad Vyomni. Tejas Tejasiva Yatha. Upadhi Vilayat. On the dissolution of the upadhis or conditionings. Vishnu, in the all-pervading spirit. Nirvishesham. I will discuss each and every word. Very interesting today. Vishesham means attributes. Nirvishesham means attribute less. Vishet is absorbed. Vish dhatu. And here Vishet is the verb. Okay. Munihi, the contemplative one. But here Muni has some different meaning also. Jale, into water. Jalam, water. Vyat means space. Vyomni, Saptami, into space. Like Vishnu was Saptami, in the all-pervading spirit. Jale, also Saptami, into water. Like Yomni, into space. Teja, light. Tejasi, Saptami, into light. Va, or Yatha, just as. On the dissolution of the upadhis or the conditionings, the contemplative one is totally absorbed in Vishnu. the all-pervading attributeless spirit, like water into water, space into space, or light into light. What a wonderful thought process, just think. We will see the prose order. Upadhi vilayat munihi Vishnu nirvishesham vishet. Clear? Upadhi vilayat munihi Vishnu nirvishesham vishet. Yatha, example, jale jalam, jalam jale vishati. Vyat vomni vishati. Tejah tejasi vishati. Wonderful, na? Once again, please try to understand Sanskrit. Upadhi vilayat munihi Vishnu nirvishesham vishet. Yatha jalam jale vishati. Vyot vyomni vishati. Tejah tejasi vishati. You know, what is upadhi or conditionings? First upadhi and first conditioning is my body and senses. If with the understanding, if it gets destroyed, Jnani becomes nirvishesha, attributeless. He has no distinction with anything else. So Vishnu means in Vishnu, means in Vyapaka Brahma, in all pervading Brahman, he enters. Very careful, eh? I'm using these words. Keep it in mind, though I will clear everything. Jnani enters into all pervasive Brahman. Like as a pot, suppose a pot, there is water and it is floating on the river. And the river is heavy flowing, heavy current. There is a log of wood. And if that pot gets stuck, it will break. So that small pot water leaves its all attributes and mix up. Or suppose there is an empty pot, empty jar. So empty means there is a space inside. If someone breaks that pot, where it will be, the space will mix up with the total space. And suppose there was a dark. So we lit up a lamp. And if we come out in the midday when sun is on the top and we come out with that lamp, where that light mix up? Light mix up with the total light. Clear? So, Upadhi Vilayat, two meanings are there. First meaning I will discuss right now. That someone says about Videha Mukti, means after death. When our death comes, when our prarabdha karma bhoga is finished. Unless and until there is no death, prarabdha karma, through prarabdha karma, for prarabdha karma, this body is there. Unless or until our prarabdha bhoga, because I have seen so many old persons, they can't get up, and they can't get up since last many few years. They want to die. Sometimes they call me, Swamiji, when shall I die? I tell, just pray, do prayer. And you see that 20 years guy, 18 years guy died. Prarabdha karma. Here, Munihi is not only Mananat Munihi, contemplative one, it's not. Here, Munihi, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji has tried to tell Tattvavit, the knower of Tattva, the knower of Brahman. Vishnu Vyapaka, Parabrahma Vishnu. निर्विशेषम विशेत मतलब विशेष रहित, without any distinction. For example, Bhagavan has given the example of jale jalam, means jalam jale vishati. In Mundako Upanishad 3.2.8, यथा नद्यः स्यन्द्यमानाः समुद्रे अस्तं गच्छन्ति नाम रूपे विहाय तथा विद्वान् नाम रूपाद् विमुक्तः परात् परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम्. In Upanishad mantra it is there, and Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji has taken the same idea. Suppose any water, I have seen in Uttarkashi also. Government says and does Ganga Arati. Alakanande, Paramanande, so many things. Devi Shureshwari Bhagavati Gange Tribhuvana Tarini. It goes on. But drainage water, they put in Ganga. In Rishikesh, in Haridwar, leave about Kolkata. Horrible condition. But if drainage water comes and mix with the Ganga, that water becomes Ganga water. But at the same time, if Ganga water at the force of high tide, it enters into the drain, we call it drain water. Have you noticed it? अगर गंगा के पानी नाले में घुस जाए तो वो नाले का पानी बन जाता है, लेकिन नाले के पानी जब गंगा में आता है, गंगा मैया सब कुछ एब्जॉर्ब करके गंगा बन जाता है वो पानी. So whenever we leave our upadhis, the sense of individuality, we become one with that holy things. Likewise, when Ganga Amma or any other river or any other source of water mix up with the main source of any water, that is ocean, they become ocean. That same water is evaporated and becomes cloud, takes the upadhi. Same ocean water. That cloud gets dropped as rain. It creates river, pond, water bodies. Just think. The same Vishnu takes the upadhi and gets different name. Clear? Likewise, one Atmagnya Vyakti, the knower of Atma, he dissolves his name, form with understanding, because Jivan Mukta, that, and he understands that name and form is nothing but the production of my own ignorance. When he leaves it, he becomes free and he enters into Parat Parapurusha. What is Parat Paraha? Panchami is there. Comparison. उस A से B अच्छा है. B is greater than A. In that case, we use Panchami. So Parat Paraha. Paraha, first Paraha means Ishvara, who is the cause of the whole universe. Srishti, that Saguna Brahma, name and form. What is Purusha? Purusha is Brahman and he is Parat Paraha, better than Ishvara. So the whole universe is there. Ishvara is the cause of that, and Ishvara is the better than the universe, and Brahman is better than Ishvara. That is why Paratpara. That is the meaning of the word Paratpara. Clear? So, we will discuss more interesting things right now. See, one sloka, if we start nurturing or churning, so many new thing comes. In last few slokas, it was told upadhistha, with upadhi. In 53rd sloka, suddenly Bhagavan has told upadhi vilayat. Vilaya means complete dissolution. What is the actual laksha, aim of life? Laya means not only dissolution. Dissolution of what? Dissolution is complete dissolution of three bodies through understanding. Because who is ignorant, his gross body gets dissolved after death, and Jnani's also gross body has dissolved. So, what is the difference between a Jivan Mukta and an ignorant? So, distraction of causal body or Karana Sharira, my total ignorance is gone. Distraction of subtle body means my desires are gone. And distraction of gross body means prarabdha karma, past karma phala is gone. That is called upadhi vilaya. Upadhi vilayat munihi nirvishesha Vishnu vishet. He enters here. Nirvishesha is the adverb of vishet. Because adverb, what is adverb? What qualifies the verb? Adjective means what qualifies, says something else about the noun, it is adjective. What says something else about the verb is adverb. Here, nirvishesha vishet. Nirvishesha is the adverb of vishet. Who is Vishnu? In this same text, when we discussed about verse number 9, can you remember? सच्चिदात्मन्यनुस्यूते नित्ये विष्णु प्रकल्पिताः व्यक्तयो विविधाः सर्वाः हाटके कटकादिवत् सच्चिदात्मनि अनुस्यूते नित्ये विष्णु. Anusyata means weaved. As a cloth, the threads are weaved, interweaved together. Like Vishnu, Vishnu is Vividhaha, Sarvaha, Yaktayaha. So, there, Vishnu word has been, I explained. Again, I am telling you. Rajaha, Tamaha, Guna, Upasarjanaka Sattva, Avachinna Chaitanyam Vishnu. This is a one word. Rajastama Gunopasarjanaka Sattva Chaitanyam Vishnu. Like through pure gold, anyone can't make any ornaments. You have to mix up something. You have to pile up something. Likewise, the Saguna Brahma, not Nirguna, Saguna Brahma, but with only pure Sattva Gun, that Vishnu never becomes incarnated, never becomes avatar. So for avataran, for incarnation, being incarnation, with the pure Sattva Gun, there is some Rajas and Tamas are helping. Then only an incarnation does his or her divine play. सत्व के साथ रज और तम नहीं रहेगा तो अवतार के लीला नहीं जमेगा. That is why we sometimes find little bit faults in Avatar's life. And we question why he did so. Why? Ramchandra is Bhagavan. Why he forces Sita Mata to enter into fire? Why Sri Krishna did like that? Or why our Gurudev did like that? Why he told? It is our question. That is part of the divine play. लीला एक ऐसी चीज है. If you want to understand the Leela, the divine play, you have to be that person. You have to see the Jagat or the event through his eyes. We try to see everything else through our own understanding, our own imagination, our own eyes. And we start judging those great personalities. That creates a problem. And yet, Shuddha Brahma, Parat Pararam, Kalatmaka Parameshwaram. Can you remember? Shuddha Brahma Parat Pararam, Kalatmaka Parameshwaram, Sheshakalpa Sukhanindritaram. I will not come into that. In Ramcharitmanas, we will sing that. So, Vishnu, when here Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji used Vishnu, here Nirguna, Nirvishesha, Shuddha Chaitanya, attributeless, distinguishanless, pure consciousness. Okay. And please write down the definition of Vishnu in red ink, because students are in sometimes with the argument with someone else, because that comes to me. Swamiji, that person has told me, I could not reply him. That Vishnu, please write down and mark it. Veveshti vyapnoti iti Vishnu. Veveshti vyapnoti iti Vishnu. Vyapaka adhisthanaru. All pervasive substratum of everything is Vishnu. Clear? So, that Satchid Atma is Vishnu. That consciousness, existence, supreme bliss, and infinitude is Vishnu. New concept. For a realized soul, for a jnani, Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti is simultaneous. Same. For ignorant person, they talk about Videha Mukti when that person dies. For a Jnani, Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti has no difference. Now I will come to the Vishnu Nirvishesham Vishet merges into Brahman. Who will merge in who? Where? If we say he merging in Brahman, so Brahman is here, Jnani is here. He is entering into consciousness. It is possible. That is the problem of studying by our own. That is why we need Acharya. So, if we say in Vishnu means we need second consciousness. One consciousness will enter into another consciousness. Is it possible? The best example, the best portion of this sloka is Vyad Vyomni. Like there is a space in the jar. If the jar is broken, the jar space or pot space mixed with the total space, we tell that. Is it true? Space is one. Only pot or jar was the conditionings. Because of the jar, because of the condition, it was seemed the space of the pot space. There are no two, before and after knowledge also. There is always Advaitam, there is always non dual. When I am ignorant, then also I am Brahman. When I am a wise, then also I am Brahman. There is no becoming. There is no becoming. That is why remember the statement Tat Tvam Asi. Right now you are Brahman. The great statement never told Tattvam Bhavishyasi. You will become Brahman. Never told. It is told Tat Tvam Asi. You are Brahman right now. How we will apply it in our daily life? Because our daily life affects when our nearest one departs. We should understand Chaitanya or consciousness never goes away anywhere else. There is no distinction, no difference. So, identification with the upadhis of body, mind, and intellect has occasioned the expression of my personality. No doubt it may appear that there are other limiting factors, but all of them arise because of one's association with these three evils. The seeker who wants to end the conditioned existence and discover the whole in him should withdraw his mind from the said upadhis or conditionings. When I no more identify myself with the individuality in me, when the egocentric existence, which is the reality reflected in the mind and intellect, is sublated, then like water into water, space into space, or light into light, I come to merge with the Vishnu, the all pervading. Naturally, when my limited existence is made unlimited, I can be nothing. I can be nothing else but the all pervading. The stains of the mirror having been washed out, the reflection is now brighter and clearer. When the equipments are sublated, the Muni, a man of reflection, Mananashilavan, here Tattvavid, Jnani, comes to experience the inner bliss without any admixture or qualitative distinction, Nirvisheshatvam. When the Vishnu or the all pervasive nature of one's own self is realized as the self in all, one remains totally merged in him, the true self of one and all, in eternal joy, losing one's own limited individuality. Hari Om Tat Sat.